really smells like a bitter gourmand in a good way. What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel. XOXO Sheba here. If you're new to my channel, hello and welcome. And if you're an OG subscriber, what's good? Welcome back. So I'm gonna start out with a new one from Victoria's Secret. I actually bought their entire line of this fragrance so we can compare them all and see which one we like the best. But I am gonna start out with reviewing the new one first. This is Tease Sugar Fleur, and this is the newest one from the Tease collection from Victoria's Secret. I was not familiar with the Tease collection. I really wasn't a huge Victoria's Secret wearing girl. I actually more Bath and Body Works back in the day than I did Victoria's Secret, but you know, we here now. So I personally decided to buy it in the rollerball, but I mean, it does have the full-size versions as well. It's just that for me, I got to stop blind buying everything, and I didn't want to take the chance of not liking it, so I got the small, but I definitely will go back and get the big one because I like this. So straight away, this really, to me, smells like candy. I can tell immediately why it has its name. This is a very sugary sweet scent, you guys. I personally like it, but I could see how someone might find it a little bit juvenile if you don't like your scents to be like on the sugary side of sweet. But I mean, I like it. If you're into Burberry Her, I think this is one you would also like. And if you wanted to dress it up or make it a little bit more mature, you could always layer it with more of a floral note. I think that would really balance it out. So the full size is a 1.7 ounce bottle, and it does run for $59.95 on Victoria's Secret's website, or you can check in stores, but I'm looking at the website right now. So the fragrance type is a floral gourmand, and I can smell the floral in it. It's a little overpowered by the sugaring in it. I can smell the floral in it, but it's definitely overpowered by the sugary sweetness to me. So the top notes are fresh apple. I can get that. The heart note is jasmine buds, and I can kind of, like I said, I can kind of get the floral in it, but it's not very, the floral is light. The floral is very light. But the base notes are pink caramel, amber, and sandalwood. So as far as getting that gourmand caramel kind of feel from this scent, I feel like it's still very light on that part of it. I feel like the sandalwood scent is actually really making it smooth. I like that a lot. But to me, the floral parts and the caramel parts don't really jump out to me. Like, the sugar is really overpowering. Actually, you know what? I take that back. The sugar part is powerful, but I'm smelling how like the apple and the caramel are coming together to make that possible. So for this one, the top notes are meringue and vanilla. The middle note is sandalwood flower, and the base notes are musk and amber. It's a very soft, and I know I already called it smooth, but it's smooth. It's a very airy, light fragrance. I see why they call it a cream cloud. It's also a very warm scent. I think it would be great for fall. I don't know about winter. I don't know if it's heavy enough for winter, but definitely the fall months. And then we have the OG, the original Tease. I've never, besides like me smelling them when I just bought them, but I've never, like I said, been a Tease girl. I didn't even know it existed, to be quite honest, until I saw an ad for it. But I have been really liking them, and what I'm really enjoying is that they all really do give something different in each flanker that the other flanker does not have. A lot of times you can get flankers and it's just like, okay, it's the same, but it's just a little bit different. It wasn't worth buying. These are all very different. Okay, so smelling the original, I can definitely see how Cream Cloud and Sugar Fleur derive from this. Like, I get why this is the original. I can really smell what they took from the original and put into Sugar Fleur. I can smell what they took from the original and put into like Cream Cloud. But to me, the OG is still different. It's actually like, it's a combination to me of like Sugar Fleur and Cream Cloud together. I guess that makes sense since it's the original, but I can definitely tell how this is those two combined. So Tease the original is actually not categorized as a gourmand, and I can see why it's not as gourmandy as a Sugar Fleur is. This one is categorized as a fruity floral, which I can see that. I can actually, well, smell that, I should say. The top notes are pear, lychee, red apple, and mandarin orange. The middle notes are gardenia, magnolia, freesia, sweet pea, and jasmine. And then the base notes are black vanilla husk, benzoin, chocolate, sandalwood, musk, and amber. There's a lot going on with this one. That's a lot of notes, but it comes together so nicely. It doesn't smell like it's doing too much, like it came and blended and it's still smooth. To me, the sweet pea note and the musk and the sandalwood and amber notes really pop out to me with this one. It does have a lot of fruit notes in it, and I think that's what's attributing to it smelling so like sugary sweet. but I can't smell a specific, but I don't necessarily smell a specific fruit that really sticks out within like the pear or the red apple or the mandarin. If anything, I would say the red apple sticks out just because I know with Sugar Fleur that had the apple in it too, and the same kind of sugary note that I was smelling with that one, I smell it here too. So I would say maybe the red apple really sticks out, but it's just the sweetness that sticks out as a whole. It's a very sweet and smooth scent. And then I also got, this didn't have a roller ball, but I did pick up the mist because again, these were all blind buys, so I didn't want to make commitments to nothing just in case I didn't like it. But I did get Tease Noir. Now this one to me gives luxury fragrance. This does not smell like it's inexpensive. This one is definitely a more mature, serious kind of scent. I'm putting it on my sweater this time because I done ran out of space. And I get it, it really smells like a bitter gourmand in a good way. But I'm actually wrong. Apparently it's a amber vanilla fragrance, but to me it still gives like a bitter caramel kind of scent. I don't know, that sounds like it's not something you want to wear, but it smells good. It's giving Tom Ford-esque in my opinion, and I'm not usually a big Tom Ford fan. It kind of reminds me of how Tom Ford fragrances, not to the same extent as the Tom Ford fragrance, but if you've ever smelled them, you know, like they kind of still all have like this bitterness to them in their scent. This kind of has that as well, not to the same like amount of it, but it's definitely there, and I like it in this volume. I don't necessarily love it in the Tom Ford ones, but the top note in this one is raspberry, the middle note is iris, and the bottom note is tonka bean. And oh, I'm a little confused. They called it an amber vanilla scent, but when I look more into the details, they label it as a dark gourmand, which makes sense. Like that's really the perfect way to describe what I was trying to tell y'all. It's a dark gourmand. Because even though I can smell the fruity notes within it and the sweeter notes within it, the more earthy notes really pop out as well. Okay, so moving on into the new Prada Paradoxe. I went ahead and picked this up as soon as I saw it in an ad from Macy's. I can be easily won over when it comes to perfume, and don't take much, but when I saw that Prada had a new fragrance dropping, I needed to pick that one up. I saw some reviews on it online saying they didn't feel like it was unique enough, and I have smelled this before, I've done it now, and I do feel like it's not the most unique fragrance, but I still really like it. So right off the top, the scent to me is giving fruity floral. I feel like I smell a bit of grapefruit in it, but we'll see in the notes if that's actually what it is, if it's something a little, it might be bergamot. I could see it being bergamot too, but I definitely get notes of like a fruity floral. It actually reminds me a little bit of Donna Born and Roma from Valentino. They're not exactly the same, but they do remind me of each other, kind of like cousins. It smells super smooth. It also kind of reminds me of Armani's My Way, like a toned down version of it, because I feel like there's certain notes, like the fruity notes within Armani's My Way really pop out within it. This one, I smell it, but it's a little bit smoother. Oh yeah, and it makes sense that it will remind me of My Way because the neroli note is at the top with this Prada Paradoxe, and that is a key note in Armani My Way as well. I think that's why I love this so much, because neroli is a fragrance note that really pops with my body chemistry. The other key notes are amber and musk, which makes a lot of sense too because it's so smooth. And I've noticed when a fragrance is really smooth, amber and musk are usually in the building. I do think the amber and musk within it does set it apart from being so much like My Way, but I can also see why critics would say that this isn't a very unique scent, because I just named you two scents that I thought were similar to it. The top notes are pear, tangerine, and bergamot, which makes sense because I told you I thought I smelled some bergamot. The middle notes are orange blossom, jasmine sambic, neroli essence, and neroli, and the base notes or bottom notes are white musk, bourbon vanilla, amber, and benzoin. Overall, I think Prada Paradoxe is a very nice scent to have if you don't already have Armani My Way. I don't think you need both of those. So I kind of say I have to agree. I don't think this is a very special fragrance or unique, but it does smell great and I will be wearing it, and I think this one actually might be my preference over My Way in the future. For me, it's the smoothness. I do feel like Prada Paradoxe smells a little bit smoother than Armani My Way does, which is funny because like Armani My Way is one of my top, like, I wear that, I'm getting a bunch of compliments, but I don't love it. And ironically, for the reasons that I actually really like the Prada Paradoxe. It's a little bit smoother on the neroli and bergamot note. The My Way one, like really, it's kind of sharp. If you're interested in checking out any of these perfumes for yourself, you already know details are down in the description box. You know,